The stage of digital transformation Bank Millennium is very advanced. I mean, we started already getting rid of all the legacy systems already back in 2000, right? So we were able already to integrate all the processes, all the technology, so that we can have a channel view, we can have a detailed view of every transaction. So this technology transformation has already been made, right? So we moved on to a next level, which is using that technology and being able already to change the culture of the company, right? So the culture of the company, which is now a culture of a company of innovation, right? Where people are incentivized, they believe that it is important to come up with innovations, to come up with new ideas that can serve the customer. This transformation capacity has been enormous in Bank Millennium. Digital transformation has helped us leverage in many areas, right? Because first of all, we have now, a very fast time to market. So I would argue that we are one of the fastest banks to be able to deliver new products, new services in the market. So this gives us a very strong competitive advantage versus the competition, right? We're also able to come up with very differentiated products as well, right? So the digital capacity is an enabler of this process. So when you have that capacity, it is open for the marketing teams, it's open from the business teams, that they can think about new products and services, and they are not limited from the technology point. So this is also, additionally, we have been able to move into other partnerships. So the technology transformation has helped the bank to have the capacity to work with other companies and add value in the process. My recommendation to the family-owned companies in Poland is that they need to urgently start this digital transformation process, right? Disruption to their company, disruption to the industry is just around the corner, right? Next generation are the right people, have all the capacity, have all the tools to lead that transformation. So they are the right people in the company to start a digital transformation. Now the digital transformation has to happen in 4 dimensions. So one in terms of the culture of the company, the second in terms of the organization of the company, third in terms of the technology, right? And fourth in terms of data, in terms of the insight, right? So these are the 4 dimensions that the family-owned company should really focus on. Because in terms of culture, companies have already a culture, but they need to move it into the digital world. So the digital will transform the whole company, and that will move it to the organization, because the organization also has to adapt to this digital transformation. What is important for a family-owned company is that they need to be agile, right? They need to be agile not only in terms of the processes, but agile in the process in which they're doing business, right? So they need to be able to foster good partnerships, doing it through the technology, linking through the technology, so the technology is going to be the enabler of these processes. So this is why the third element, the technology, is also a very important one, right? This is the basis, right? So you need to change the technology, you have to get rid of all the legacy systems you have there, you have to get rid of silos, you have to be able to have an omni-channel view, across the board view of what your customers are doing, where they're going through, and not channel by channel. This has huge implications in terms of also how you're going to reward your employees, right? You're going to reward your employees based on the contribution they make to the sale. So how they contribute to the satisfaction of the customer, not in how they contribute to the particular channel. And this is where the last point, data, the insights, right? This is fundamental. So it's fundamental for putting up the right metrics. So to be able to have metrics like Net Promoter Score, to have the customer value, the lifetime customer value, the contribution of each particular channel to that journey of the customer. Also, to be able to justify the return on investment, right? So you have to be able to have the data that you can understand what is the investment you're making and how you're getting return on it. You need to get insight into the customer satisfaction, the differentiating factors, how fast you are deploying things, how you're able to get new products out there, etc., etc., etc. So this data is the lifeblood of digital transformation. Data is what is going to underpin all decisions that the family-owned companies are going to do in the future. I would say that the Portuguese-owned family business have much to learn from the Polish ones. In my opinion, the Portuguese family-owned businesses were, in the past, very much connected with state businesses, so very comfortable position, not risking too much, not very agile in their processes. And what happened with the economic downturn, when most of that just disappeared completely, many of those companies disappeared also. So now you're having a new generation that is coming up, and this new generation now knows that they cannot lean on the state, on the government deals and these kind of things to make their business. They need to create something, right? I'm always very impressed about the entrepreneurship mentality of the Polish companies, taking risk, going big, right? So in fact, I think, and I would recommend many of the Portuguese companies that have come out of this economic crisis in Portugal, that they come over to Poland and they learn about what is happening here, right? Because I think here the mindset is very much entrepreneurial, whilst in Portugal it was not. And that was one of the reasons why we suffered so much in the economic downturn, because we don't have very entrepreneurial companies that are able to survive and to support the economy when you have a crisis. So I think Poland in that aspect is much, much better. Okay, I think that this event that you are running here is very important, and I really congratulate you on it, because the fact that many companies are getting together with the industry, this is also an opportunity for us, bank, to be able to link with the companies that we want to work with, for us to learn from them what are their needs, right? And we can also share the knowledge. The fact that the Polish companies get together, right? They share the knowledge to try to compete with the big giants that are coming in. You know, if we do things that are focused on the customer, customer-centric, and customers are satisfied, they will choose your product. So it is good for the economy, it's good for the industry, it's good for the family-owned businesses that they participate in this type of event, because the platform that you create enables the sharing of knowledge, which is so important for companies to be able to act faster and be able to defend themselves with this globalization of these disruptions.